Hey guys, welcome to another Starbase ship showcase. Today we'll be showcasing the Jörmungandr, and just take a look at this ship. I have been super excited to go ahead and showcase this ship. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. It has one hell of a design. I am just really blown away by this ship, and we'll dive more into it in the video. But for now, let's get some statistics out there. This thing has 8 mining lasers, 3 ore collectors, and also room for 4 more. 216 ore crates. It goes top speed empty and about 115 meters a second full. This thing's got 18 tier 2 fuel chambers, and the fuel chambers on board this thing will run these mining lasers for 2.5 hours. I mean, that's just nutty. The thing has a whole load of propellant as well, 27 million propellant, and that'll last you for about 2.5 hours at full speed. So really good statistics. I really also like this X-wing design type of deal on the back here with the engine blocks. I mean, this is just really neat. Look at this. We have engines going out to the side here, followed up by a block on the end. Everything's plated super well. He's got these grates on here, and it gives it a really good aesthetic. On the side here, we have SMC, which is the company that makes this, and then the Jörmungandr, which is the ship name, and it has this on both sides. If we also take a look, we've got flashing nav lights. Just super cool. We'll get into the YOLO features later, but this thing is just filled to the brim with different features. We've got the circle design up here, I guess is what you would call it, mounted with mining lasers and ore collectors, as well as a material scanner on the bottom, and then that rangefinder there to go ahead and center up the mining lasers. It actually works in a very similar way to the shredder. Really neat. And another thing I love about this ship is the complex beam design. The beam design on this ship, and it may be easier to see it from the other side, is super complex. I mean, I've been fiddling around in the ship designer for about a week now, and I'll tell you right now, this stuff is not easy, especially to come up with a design like this. And look at this, he's even got it on the rear of the ship. I mean, he's got all these special beams factored into it. I just can't believe it. This thing is just beautiful. And down here on the back, we can see some radiators, and then we've got our batteries here as well. I believe there's another battery rack on the other side, yep. I mean, this thing is... he really put some thought into making this. That's all I got to say. There was a lot of thought that went into making this ship. Let's go ahead and hop on in here. So right off the bat, we have this chair that spins around. I really like that. It's so cool. Then we can flip around, and we'll start up here on the left-hand side. We've got some important stuff like fuel and propellant. That's what this left-hand side specializes in. We can see our propellant and how much fuel we have left there. And then if we look in the middle, we have a nice panel in the top left that tells us if we're in safe zone, if we have cruise, eco mode on, transponder on, and how many airs the ship has, as well as it shows our thrust and our battery. Over here on the top right hand corner, this is where our material scanner info is going to pop up. And then down below here in the center, we've got our navigation stuff. Now, the navigation on this ship, I do believe uses ISAN. Yes, it does use ISAN GPS, but the waypoint system on this thing is completely custom. So what you can do, and this factors into the right hand panel here, is we have this waypoint system that you can enter in. And you can actually cycle through the different waypoints. It's really, really neat and well thought out. I mean, this must have taken a lot of hard work to get this accomplished. And then, of course, we have two different types for the nav style. And then up here we have our ISAN coordinates. Down here, we can turn Okay, so this is showing the waypoint X, Y, and Z, so that's super helpful to try to dial in and get to the waypoint. Down here we have two indicators, our fuel and propellant levels. And then here, this thing's going to light up when the transponder's on, and this thing's going to light up when we're outside the safe zone. Now on the right hand side of this center panel, we have our mining laser button, which activates everything. We have this button here, which is what the mining lasers center off of, so they will actually rotate based on where the asteroid's at. Here we have our material scanner, and finally at the very bottom we've got our ore collector. Now one thing I do want to note is that when you guys are out mining in this ship, you don't want to leave your ore collector on. You want to go ahead and mine the asteroid, and then turn your mining mode off, and then turn your ore collectors on. It conserves battery this way, and it also helps the mining lasers to figure out what to shoot on the asteroid rather than picking up the flying debris. Now if we look on the right hand panel here, we've already went over this stuff, but we've got some pretty standard stuff. We've got our cruise mode, our turtle mode, and then this is our transponder button, which we can see there. And then we also have eco mode, which you're pretty much going to want to leave on at all times. Here we have our flow in and flow out, which is for getting propellant in and out. Up here at the top right hand corner, we have our work class. And then we can also see this changed based on if our propellant's allowed in and out. And then up here, we just have our exterior lights, which is those nav lights, I believe. And then floodlights, which is some light bars in this ring here. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop out and take a look at the rest of the ship. Now if we go back to this part, this is where all the YOLO stuff is stored. Just look how many chips there are here. I mean, this is insane, the amount of YOLO chips this thing has. It's just rack after rack, and all these racks are completely full, except this one here. It's quite remarkable. It has this nifty little compartment too. I mean, how cool is that? Alright, so let's go ahead and show you guys where the fuel rods go. And so if you flip that button down there, we can come up here and take a look. And this just further elaborates on the design. He has even put in lights to help you see your fuel rods. And it may just be for aesthetic, but I like it either way. So in here, we have all our fuel rods in this good little tight compartment. Alright. Let's hop down in here and get the hatch shut. We can see that it closes right up and the lights turn off. Alright. Let's head inside the ship and take it for a spin. Flip our chair around. Now this is where things start to get interesting in this ship. So right now we're going full speed ahead. I'm just gonna hold down the W key for a second or two. Look how maneuverable this ship is. I mean, this thing is insane. Now let me tap the W key once. You can kind of tap it and get away with it, but holding it down for even half a second, you really get to spin it. Now let's go ahead and look at the yaw. I mean, this is just a tap and this thing is spinning all around. It's quite remarkable how maneuverable this thing is. And then our roll is also quite fast. Now this is something that got annoying while I was flying it around. It, you know, with this much maneuverability, it becomes kind of a pain to fly, but what you guys can actually do, if you want to dull it down a little bit, you can hop under here, and then here's all our levers. What you can do is you can just take this and you can bump the numbers down, and that way it limits the speed, right? Okay, and then let's look at turtle mode. Turtle mode is now on. You can see here that it does make a difference. It's not a whole lot. We definitely see it in the roll there. But yeah, overall, with this thing being so maneuverable, it isn't really a ship problem, as you guys can fine-tune that yourselves. But the one request that I would have would be to take the reverse thrusters off of the turtle mode. So let's look at the reverse thrusters now. Now this is a control reverse ship, and I think it's just pulling just a little bit there because we've got ore in the hold, so typically it doesn't pull to the side like that. But we can see it reverses okay here, but if we turn on turtle mode, it's really lacking, in my opinion. I mean, it's a very slow reverse in turtle mode, so maybe take that off the turtle mode, and I think it would be a lot better. But just full speed here, this thing's incredibly quick. Max speed, like I mentioned earlier. Alright, let's hop on out and take our final look at it. Overall, I really like this ship. It was really doing a number on the asteroids. It's beautiful, well designed, and well thought out. It's feature complete. It comes with all the bells and whistles, everything from a waypoint system to hardware that backs up all these mining lasers. It's quite an incredible ship. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out a whole lot. If you guys would like to come chat with us, I'm going to leave the company Discord down in the description. You guys can go and check that out, and we usually hang out in the public chat rooms most evenings. If you would like to buy this ship, I'm also going to leave the Discord to do that in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.